Let me ask you another question that's directly relevant, I think, to the documentary, and that is Michael's sexuality. What can you tell us about what he was interested in? Was he into women? Was he into men? What was women?
Definitely women.
And can you?
We've had them conversations. We've talked about women. We've had conversations. Whether we've in plenty of times we've taken some long drives. I mean, whether we're in traffic or we're just driving for a couple hours, and we talked. Bunch of men in the car, and we would talk about women that he found very attractive. Even times, I remember a particular time when we was in D.C. and I was driving, and he's looking out the window, and he said, "Oh wow," he said something like, "Wow, she's beautiful." And I looked over, and there was a woman standing on the corner, and she's trying to cross the street, and I was like, "You want to meet her?" And he got shy. He's like, no. But little did he know, I made a U-turn, and I seen which way the woman was walking, and I drove back up the street, and I just without him knowing, I just pulled over. I put the passenger window down on the front seat. I introduced myself to the woman. I just told her that, "How you doing? I'm sorry to bother you, but I'm doing a personal security detail for a high-profile celebrity, and they would love to meet you." And she just happened to say, she said, "What is it like? You got Michael Jackson back there?" I was like, "Oh, wow." It was so surprising that she said Michael Jackson. But anyway, I put the window down, and he was a little flabbergasted that I even did that. And he introduced himself, and they talked for a minute. They just talked for a little bit, and he's like, "Oh my God, I didn't know he was going to do this." And they actually, I remember he asked her where was she from. She was a student. Some student at Georgetown University, and she said, "Well, you want to take my number?" And he said, "No." He said, "Well, I don't have a pen." So I said, "I got it, sir. I'll take it." And I took the number. I know they talked a couple of times, but as for seeing her again, I don't think that happened. Not on my watch. But we've had enough conversations to know he's into women. Bottom line, I mean, I would know.
Okay, but Bill, for a security guard of a pop star single celebrity for 2.5 years, that's a pretty light story. Where's all the crazy stories about him hooking up with chicks late at night and scoring this girl and this and that, and threesomes and this and that? That doesn't sound like a heterosexual pop star to me.
I'm not gonna put his whole sexual actions, if any, out there. I would never do that.
Okay, how about one more story that's a little bit more convincing than that one?
Convincing. Well,
I mean, are you aware of him hooking up with a woman during those 2.5 years?
I'm aware of him spending time with women. Now, what he did with these women is a different story. I'm aware of that. He spent time with two particular women, but what he did with them, and he spent time.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of time, what they did, that's not for me to tell.
When you say time, are we talking about in his bedroom?
No, not in his bedroom. He didn't take women to his house where his children were.
So where was this? And by the way, I know maybe you're reluctant to share this detail, but this is what you would call exculpatory evidence, because if you're into...
Listen, Michael Jackson's into women, but we have to understand something. You got to understand a little something about Bill Whitfield. I didn't write my book to prove. That book was not written to prove something. It really wasn't. I just wanted to share my story. And I've had people tell me, "Well, Bill, we don't believe that." I said, "Okay, you don't have to." Because I'm not one to try to prove something to somebody. That's just, I didn't write my book for that. If I tell people that I know Michael Jackson did not, was not the type of guy to molest children, people don't want to believe that. Okay. I tell people that Michael Jackson was into women, and they say they don't believe it. I say, okay. I'm not trying to prove nothing. Okay.
Well, but you're coming out very strongly, Bill. You're not just telling a story from 2.5 years of your time with Michael and letting that stand for itself. You are affirmatively coming out and saying these two guys are lying, and I know they're lying.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
So
and I'll say that, and I'll say, man, they lying.
okay.
And some people again ask, how do I know? I'll speak what I know, but again, I'm not. I can repudiate their lies because I can talk about what they're lying about because no, they're lying. The first thing I'm saying is, again, I'm asking, where are any pictures at? Your faxes are fake. Your pictures are fake. What else you got?